Go to your knees. Go to your knees. Go, sir, go to your knees. Sir, turn away from the sound of my voice right now. Go to your knees. Go forward, I got it. Cover. Stay off the down. Sir, turn around. Sir.
Hey, come after you. What's that? Take that.
Turn away from the sound of my voice right now.
Hey, you point that, you got to shoot. You know our attention to that.
Ohio University Air Force ROTC conducted MOBEX, a mock deployment giving cadets an in-depth look at real combat experience. MOBEX takes place in late March on Radar Hill, starting at 7:45 a.m. and ending in the late afternoon. Although every cadet participates in the event, it is designed to help GMC cadets, or sophomores and freshmen, to be better prepared for field training. Staff Sergeant Kenneth Gambrell, team leader and non-commissioned officer, described how the event helps them.
It actually gives them introductory to expeditionary life, some field training maneuvers, some basic survival tactics, and how to conduct yourself in a combat or warfare type of environment.
I'm up. They see me. I'm down.
The open area on Radar Hill allows for advanced exercises that could not be practiced anywhere else. Cadet Trevor Vogelhuber, junior and evaluator, explained some of the challenges presented to cadets at MOBEX.
Side of things, we give them basic training in MOP gear. We teach them convoy tactics, small unit tactics, talk about UXOs, unexploded ordnances, teach them how to deal with that, and other skills like that that could actually be helpful on active duty or in a deployed environment.
MOP gear is equipment used in cases of a toxic environment. Cadets are tested on their ability to act quickly in response. Gambrell described the rationale of the exercise.
When you get into chemical, nuclear, biological warfare, how do you go about responding to that? How do you go about detecting that? And how do you go about trying to help other people if you was to be affected by a chemical warfare?
While cadets are taught proper procedures in surviving a CBRN strike, much of the training lies in teaching ethical use of force.
Because we have Geneva Conventions and everything else that governs rules of conflict, and you want to make sure that you're operating within those rules of conflict. You're not, going after unarmed civilians, not doing things unethical within warfare.
These lessons are critical for cadets to learn before they commission as active duty officers. However, there are complications since our troops can no longer distinguish civilians from militia when deployed.
You don't have a conventional enemy anymore. You have what we call enemies with no faces. So it can very well be a person who is a regular citizen. All of a sudden you walk past them and they're trying to engage in you in combat. They're not really identified by marks or markings or uniforms.
Cadet Hunter Beggy explained what happened at MOBEX when the correct protocol wasn't followed.
So a lot of missions just kind of ran amok, and a lot of times when GMC would come out, there'd be one trigger happy senior, one trigger happy junior, and kind of send things into a huge firefight.
Sophomores and freshmen were given the directive to set up an FOB, or Forward Operating Base. Vogelhuber elaborated on the command structure.
The GMC, depending on their AS year, the freshmen or AS 100s are typically assigned as supporting roles, while the AS 200s, the sophomores, are given leadership roles. They're basically the ones making the decisions and running our base that they set up.
POC cadets, juniors and seniors, were given separate objectives.
The POC then are divided up into evaluators and op force. Op force is basically the bad guys. They dress up, they basically try to make the GMC's lives as difficult as possible. They're the ones attacking the bases.
Since the two sides were split up, communication was key in avoiding major quagmires. Beggy commented on its importance in improving the program for next year.
So basically, if we improve our communication, we can give the GMC a better preparation to go on their missions, and ultimately they can actually achieve the objectives that they're trying to achieve.
Vogelhuber reflected that although the miscommunication caused some problems, it taught cadets a valuable lesson.
You don't always have all the information. We would give them a mission and tell them, a general area, but they basically had to figure out what to do and how to do it on their own. There really was no direction. And I think that helped them realize, how difficult things can be.
But teaching these lessons has grown increasingly difficult. recent military budget cuts have put the detachment in a tough place when trying to plan for events like MOBEX. In addition, the retirement of one of their officers and instructors has left them understaffed. Gambrell said that despite the lack of funding and personnel, quote, "We're going to fight tooth and nail to try to get the resources we can to get the staff we can, so we can be that quality training these cadets deserve." Although there are obstacles that lie in the way of optimal training, our AFROTC detachment is determined to send the cadets to field training ready and prepared. Sam Campbell, Journalism 2311.